Welcome to Arlington Public Schools. Whether you're new or a current family, we're excited to have you. Our administrators, teachers, and staff look forward to meeting you and ensuring a smooth transition to middle school. In this video, you'll discover how we prepare students for middle school, including core classes, electives, and extracurriculars. You'll also learn about option schools and how to apply if interested. We believe in knowing every student by name, strength, and need, and using data to support their academic journey. I invite you to view a short video at the end of this presentation to learn more about how we ensure that every student counts. As you transition to middle school, there will be many individuals that will help you feel welcomed, valued, and as partners in your child's education. Some of the most important partners will be your middle school principals. Your middle school leaders are Ellen Smith, Dorothy Ham Middle School, Carolyn Jackson, Gunston Middle School, Dr. Casey Robinson, HB Woodlawn, David McBride, Kenmore Middle School, Bridget Loft, Swanson Middle School, Keisha Bogan, Thomas Jefferson Middle School, and Brian Boykin, Williamsburg Middle School. I would like to also acknowledge our middle school assistant principals and directors of counseling. I encourage you to meet and connect with our school administrative teams as they host their own family information sessions. The dates and times for these sessions will be shared later in the presentation and are on the APS website. And now, let's learn about middle schools at Arlington Public Schools. Middle school is a special time full of growth and new challenges. If you're feeling excited and a bit nervous about it, that's okay. You might wonder about transportation, finding classrooms, making new friends, and adjusting to new classes. But remember, you have a supportive team guiding you throughout this exciting journey. All addresses in Arlington County are assigned to an APS neighborhood elementary, middle, and high school. APS has 6 neighborhood middle school zones. All rising APS 6th graders will be automatically enrolled in their designated neighborhood middle school. If you have questions about middle school boundaries or to confirm the middle school your student will attend, visit our boundary locator website, apsva.us/boundary, or meet with your student's counselor. Here's a general timeline for current APS 5th graders of how we'll help you prepare for your designated middle school. After the winter break, your elementary school counselors will hold meetings with students and families focusing on transitioning to middle school. Middle school counselors will also visit elementary schools to help students learn more about what courses are available and what paths you can take. By the spring, students will have submitted their course request forms and will have the opportunity to participate in new student orientations at their new middle school. Arlington students have a wide range of course options. In 6th grade, core courses include English, reading, math, science, social studies, and health and physical education. Middle school offers diverse learning experiences through exploratory and elective courses, with more details available during school-based sessions. Students can also opt for band, orchestra, chorus, math strategies, or Spanish electives. As students progress through middle school, choosing their individual learning paths, there are more opportunities to take a wider variety of electives during their 7th and 8th grade year. Students also have access to high school credit-bearing courses, such as algebra, geometry, world geography, and various world languages. Special education is an integral part of the total education system, not a separate entity. Our Individualized Education Program, or IEP teams, will consider the following during the transition process: the instructional model for each course, self-contained, co-taught, or general education, the student's choice of electives, prioritizing organizational skills to manage multiple classes, assignments, and materials, and support for students to learn to navigate multiple transitions during the day in a new and larger building. Families are encouraged to reach out to their students' case carrier at their current school if they have any questions or concerns. The case carrier will facilitate communication with the receiving school. APS neighborhood middle schools start at 7:50 a.m. and end at 2:35 p.m. The HB Woodlawn Secondary program starts at 9:00 a.m. and ends at 3:50 p.m. Students, get involved and be a positive influence on your school's culture. Join clubs, sports teams, choir, or theater. Consider student government or start a productive initiative. Balance academics with character-building extracurriculars to make the most of these important years in your life. Between November and January, each middle school will offer an in-person or virtual information session for all families. There, you'll have the opportunity to meet staff, learn more about the school, and ask questions. Visit apsva.us/school programs to view the schedule. We know how unnerving it can be to prepare to transition to a new school. From our transportation team to our school administrators, we're here for you. We can't wait to meet you and watch you grow and learn. Let's meet some of the individuals that will be here for you on day one. Here's a short video of the excitement and energy from the first day of school at Gunston Middle School.
Here we are at Facilities and Operations. You're seeing the buses revving up, ready to go to pick up our children at the stops. They're going to our schools where our custodians, our maintenance team, we've all gotten ready for our kids. As a mom, I'm excited for the first day for her to get back to school, and things are looking fabulous.
Very excited welcoming our bus drivers this morning, letting them know how important it is for them to be that very first face that the students see each day. And we are really happy that we have no double runs in our buses this year.
We gotta check our engine that is not leaking, that we have everything on top good, that all the liquids, all the fluids are on level. That's what we check early in the morning.
I know everybody's in a rush and trying to get where they have to go, but you have to be just mindful that we're driving this big vehicle here, so you have to give us the respect on the road that we give you.
A todas las personas, a todos los que manejan alrededor de los buses, mucho cuidado, respeten las luces, que es bien importante. Si las luces están en rojo, paren.
For our community members in Arlington, please be mindful who we have on board. We're transporting the most precious cargo available, which is our kids.
I just want to welcome everybody back to school and assure students and parents alike that the police department would do all that we can to make sure that our roadways are safe. Please remember when you're out driving, slow down. Let's make sure everybody gets there safe.
Today's a really exciting day. It's so great to have all of the students back. We're here at Gunston, and you know, there's a little bit of middle school angst still happening, but that's really normal. They're gonna get really excited over the course of the day. You can just see the energy from the parents, from the teachers, from everybody around, and it's just so wonderful to see all of our kids back finally. Yay!
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
I'm most excited about making new friends, meeting new people. I'm excited that I'm now in 7th grade. I'm not a little 6th grader anymore, and it just feels good to be back.
I'm excited to meet new people, excited to come to a new school. I've never been here before. It's my first time in America, so very excited.
I have media journalism this year. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to learning pre-algebra. It's just, I really hope for a good year this year.
Oh my goodness, we are off to an amazing school year. We're excited. The staff is energized. We are ready to welcome students back, create this community of warmth and engagement and fun. We are here to address all the social emotional needs as well as the academics. We are just geared up and just very excited for an amazing school year.
Our schools, as I always say, are #1 asset in the county. We're so excited the kids are here to learn, where every student counts, and we're going to have a great school year. I can feel it.
We are all excited for the beginning of the school. We hope that he will integrate very easily to the new community, and he will share his culture. To know new friends, to make networking, to interact with people, and to learn more from the teachers, of course.
It's great. I'm so excited to have them back in school and out of the house. And as far as riding to school, it's really great for them. It gives them confidence, gives them independence, it gets them active and healthy before the day. She bikes by herself most of the time, but on the first day of school, she lets me come with her.
First day of school is always like this really cool blank slate. and everyone comes in here with questions and wonder, and we sort of get to take all that energy and put it into really cool, kind of fun projects and learning skills. So seeing everyone come in here with that fresh face and excited to see everybody else, it really sets the tone.
I come out here out of love. I love this place. I love this community. I'm passionate about everything that happens in this building, and we're going to involve a lot of student voice this year. It's going to be amazing.
Right? Yes. If that doesn't get you hyped for school, then I don't know what is.
We just learned about neighborhood schools. Now, let's learn about option schools and programs and how to apply if interested. Arlington Public Schools provides families the opportunity to attend an option school or program as an alternative to attending their neighborhood school. Option schools and programs offer specialized educational instruction. Interested students must apply for an option school or program. The 3 middle school options and programs are HB Woodlawn Secondary Program, Gunston Middle Years Montessori, and Gunston's Dual Language English and Spanish Immersion Program. At HB Woodlawn, the central focus is student choice. Students make choices in 3 general areas: use of time and personal behavior, educational goals, and school governance. For the 2024 to 25 school year, there are 75 slots available for students interested in applying to HB Woodlawn's 6th grade class. Each year, APS elementary schools are assigned a portion of the 75 slots based on the size of their 5th grade cohorts and the number of students who were not previously enrolled in APS who applied to the program. Interested APS 5th graders must select the elementary school their child currently attends when applying. Interested students not currently enrolled in APS must apply under the outside of APS allotment. To see the specific slot allocations for each middle school and outside of APS, visit apsva.us/schools/programs. The Montessori Middle Years program follows Maria Montessori's philosophy, where children engage in learning activities of their own choosing in a multi-age, well-ordered physical environment. Students currently enrolled in the APS Montessori program will complete an intent to return form in the spring. Interested students who are new to APS will need to meet Montessori experience requirements for acceptance into the middle school program. In the Dual Language Immersion program at Gunston, students study core courses such as Spanish language arts, science, and social studies in Spanish and have English, math, and electives in English. The goals of the program are to develop bilingualism and biliteracy in English and Spanish while learning the core curriculum, promote high academic achievement for all students, and foster cross-cultural awareness and competency. Students currently enrolled in the APS Elementary Dual Language Immersion Program and wish to continue at Gunston will complete an intent to return form in the spring. Interested students who are new to APS and have academic language skills in both Spanish and English will need to take a proficiency exam to ensure they will be able to excel in the program. Families can apply to option schools between Monday, November 6th and Friday, January 12th at 4 p.m. This is not a first-come, first-served process. Families are able to apply online at any time during the application period. If there are more applications than available slots for an option school or program, a random double-blind lottery will be held online on January 22nd at 1 p.m. to determine admission. Families will be notified on January 29th by 8 p.m. if their student has been accepted or waitlisted, and will need to confirm or decline their space by February 5th. Please note, there is no sibling preference when applying for secondary option programs. For example, if an older sibling attends a particular school, it does not mean that the younger sibling is automatically admitted. Here are a few tips to assist families with completing the online application. Families must apply online at www.apsva.schoolmint.net. Families with an existing School Mint account from a previous school year do not need to create a new account. Only new applicants must create an account in School Mint to complete an option school application. Families can select to receive their lottery notification via text, email, or both. Families will be able to check their waitlist status through the online application portal. Families without computer or internet access can visit their child's school or the APS Welcome Center to complete the online application. Students who applied but were not accepted will be placed in numerical order on a waitlist for the upcoming school year. Applications received after the deadline are placed at the bottom of the existing waitlist. Waitlists do not roll over from year to year. Families must reapply each year to be included in the lottery for schools they applied to in previous years. Students will be assigned to the closest bus stop, but some stops may be hub stops that are a longer distance from the student's residence. Hub stops are centralized locations, such as a school, library, or community center, where students from several neighborhoods meet to catch the bus to their school. Not all neighborhoods will have a hub stop. Rather, stops are placed to be accessed from multiple neighborhoods and directions. Families may request a different hub stop if it is more convenient and should contact the Transportation Services Office to request the change. Now, let's learn about the possibility of transferring to another school. Every student is guaranteed a space in the neighborhood school designated by their home address. Families interested in transferring to a neighborhood school outside of their designated school zone will want to learn more about the neighborhood transfer process. Each year, APS assesses the ability to provide neighborhood transfers for the upcoming school year. A decision regarding which schools, if any, will be accepting neighborhood transfers will be made and announced in February 2024 after the January enrollment update to the superintendent and the school board. Parents and guardians are responsible for transportation when the student accepts a transfer to another neighborhood school that is accepting transfers. If neighborhood transfers are available for the 2024 to 25 school year, families must apply online between Monday, November 6th and Friday, January 12th at 4 p.m. This is not a first-come, first-served process. Families can apply to more than one school that is accepting transfers. If there are more applications than available slots for a neighborhood school, a lottery will be held online on January 22nd at 1 p.m. to determine admission. There is no sibling preference when applying for a neighborhood transfer in secondary schools. For example, if an older sibling attends a particular school, it does not mean that the younger sibling is automatically admitted. I encourage all interested families to learn more and review our transfer policies and procedures at apsva.us/transferring to another school. Interested families must apply online at www.apsva.schoolmint.net. Families with an existing School Mint account from a previous school year or an option school do not need to create a new account. I encourage families interested in applying for an option school or a neighborhood transfer to review our website, apsva.us/schooloptions, and our list of frequently asked questions. While you're online, check out our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube sites to learn more about APS. We're here to help you through this process. Please reach out to us if you have questions, need help accessing the online application, or anything else that may come up. Thank you for taking the time to learn about our neighborhood middle schools, option schools, and the neighborhood transfer process. We leave you with a video introduction to our division-wide focus for the current school year. Every student counts. Excellence for all. Our focus is to know every student by name, strength, and need, and to use data to help all students achieve excellence.
Our focus this year for Every Student Counts really will mean our educators are looking at data and planning instruction to meet their individual needs and strengths. The heart of our instruction really is focused on strengthening the core instruction that all students receive. So that means high quality instruction for all students in a pre-K-12 setting.
We are very excited because we are adopting some new resources to support all students. So Tier 1 is core instruction. That's the instruction that everyone is receiving, all students are receiving. Tier 2 is generally students that need a little bit more of a push, that might need a little bit more support to gain access to a given concept. Tier 3 is a bit more targeted, an even smaller group to provide remediation, to provide intervention for students who need it.
We all start in Tier 1, which is called core instruction. That's everybody. And so the idea is that the classroom teacher develops lessons with all students in mind.
That means all students have access to this rich grade level content. All students are building vocabulary and knowledge that are at their grade level.
Within that Tier 1 block, there's opportunities for whole group instruction, small group instruction, partner work, and independent work. And with these various structures, students have opportunities to receive both extensions, but additional supports from their classroom teacher or from a support teacher who might be pushing in.
Part of that intervention involves progress monitoring to ensure that students are making progress and meeting grade level benchmarks.
We use those assessments to really look very specifically where in the reading progression is it a phonemic awareness deficit that a student has? Are they having trouble decoding multisyllable words? And we'll intervene right there while they are still in grade level material.
And then we'll also, where needed, build in interventions, enrichment, etc., and hit those other tiers of support that our kids need.
Separate from our Tier 1 instruction, we additionally instruct all students where they are. So that may mean that they get additional instruction in phonics for decoding or fluency for reading, meeting writing goals, speech, language, all of those components. But every child is going to benefit from the knowledge building and the vocabulary of CKLA.
The ELA office has adopted some programs that will benefit students who need Tier 3 instruction. These programs are research-based and they are systematic and explicit, meant to accelerate progress for these students. The goal is that these students will accelerate within the Tier 3 so that they can move to a less intense intervention back in Tier 2 or receive their primary instruction in Tier 1.
A Tier 3 group would typically involve a structured, research-based resource that the teacher is implementing with fidelity, which allows for more intensity in time and instruction around the area of need for the student. However, if a student is not making the expected progress in Tier 3, our next step is to engage other professionals in the building in the student study process to see what we need to know to best serve the student's needs.
Well, one thing I really love about this is that I have a very differentiated class this year. So I'm excited that this is going to address all of those needs, and not just for one subject, but for multiple subjects, and integrating content standards as well to help with their background knowledge and vocabulary. So it's almost like everything's being hit.
Our educators have been busy before the start of school, engaging in training around our new resources for both math and English language arts.
This year, what we're doing is we're adopting a new resource. It's called Envision for math. It is going to be a great resource added to the existing toolkit that teachers already have. And we're providing training today on how to use and access those resources, because the idea is that students are able to start using them as soon as possible, as soon as we start the school year. And also we want to make sure that we get teachers informed and well-versed in all of these resources so that they can start implementing them with confidence starting day one.
So this year for ELA is especially exciting. We have top-notch teachers on our task force that are taking this robust resource and turning it into a curriculum for all of our teams to be using effectively. And that will definitely reach all of our students. In fact, within our documents, we have supports for our L students, for special education students, for gifted and talented students, for our general education students, to make sure all aspects of our population can excel.
As we continue to meet students by name, strength, and need, it's really important for us to acknowledge that students all are entering into the classroom with something that they are good at. So making sure that we build on their assets and help them to continue to grow in the classroom.